Nigga, what? Guru gorilla. Nigga, guru gorilla. Nigga, teaching my soldiers. Nigga, follow me.
Head up,
nigga, heavyweight champion. Former heavyweight champion. Held the whole belt that Ali had. Held the whole belt that Ali had. IBF, Google me. Google me. Nigga, I got bitches. Nigga, I bitches got bitches. Nigga, my bitches got bitches. Nigga, I got bitches. Nigga, I got bitches. Nigga, I got bitches. Bitch, my bitches got bitches. Bitch, my bitches got bitches. Bitch, I got a bitch. Bitch already got a bitch. So fuck all that talking let do. Fuck all that talking let do. You wanna fuck me, get with that move. You wanna fuck me, that's that weight camp. Wanna fuck me, nigga, we amp. Nigga just like to speak of Kool. Just like to speak of Pioneer. Just like to speak of Latin Crew. Nigga, we flying like a blue. Cloud up in the sky. Back to back, that who's be high. We don't give a fuck why. We don't give a fuck why.
What's good? It's your boy 2K here. Man, I got my motherfucking man from the Movement Boxing Podcast, also from Colossal Boxing Talk, my man Big Kool, aka Big Smoke. How you doing, fam?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. It's a pleasure to be on for the first time, probably at Boxing Talk. You already know I respect your knowledge, man.
Oh yeah.
The sport of boxing.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
ready to get into the show, man.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Now, for you inquiring minds out there, I know y'all just heard me say aka Big Smoke. There's a reason why I call this nigga Big Smoke. First of all, the Movement, you know what I'm saying, is 49-0. We tied with Rocky Marciano and Floyd Mayweather's record. We about to break that shit because we're going to slay a couple more casuals, and probably after this video and get back on social media start slaying casuals. My man is called Big Smoke because he be smoking them motherfucking casuals. And also, if you put a fedora on this nigga and a green shirt, tell this nigga to yell Grove Street, he'll look just like the character on motherfucking San Andreas. San Andreas Grand Theft Auto 3, Big Smoke. You know what I'm saying? Word up, word up.
I guess I'm Big Kool with the ladies and I'm Big Smoke to these niggas that be hating, so.
Shit. I could dig it. Word up, word up. We starting off with the fuckery, so y'all already know there's going to be some fuckery on this show. What we're going to do here is going to be a what's hot. And what's hot right now? Recently.
There's a lot of hot shit, man.
Oh, hell yeah. It's a lot of hot shit. Recently, Felix Verdejo was supposed to fight Terry Flanagan on the undercard, of Saunders Monroe starting September 16th. But Terry Flanagan has been injured. They say what they call a personal leg injury. That's a la Frank Warren. So the fight is now postponed. He will no longer be on the undercard of Saunders Monroe. Now, Terry Flanagan would have been defending his WBO 130-pound title. Now, before I pass it to my man Big Kool and we get his thoughts on that, I just want to say that I've already said that Terry Flanagan has been a protected fighter this far in his career. He hasn't fought anybody. I've always thought, besides Anthony Crolla, was the weakest link. And then after him, I would say Terry Flanagan was the other weakest link in that division. So at this point in time, man, you know, Felix Verdejo, I think he was ranked number 10 for 135 on the Ring Magazine list. And then Terry Flanagan, I believe, was ranked number 4 at 135 by Ring Magazine. So this would have been a fight where he's actually fighting somebody who's ranked in the top 10 in his division by Ring Magazine. So it would have got him some type of credit if he would have beat Felix Verdejo. But once again, by personal leg injury, Frank Warren has protected Terry Flanagan. Man, what you think about this, boss?
Man, look, I'm not too familiar with Flanagan, but I know this. Verdejo, I think it was a winnable fight, or, you know, it was a winnable fight, or is a winnable fight for Flanagan just off the fact that Verdejo has regressed in his last few fights. He's coming off of a motorcycle accident that damn near cost him his career.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He hasn't quite lived up to expectations because we all know when he first hit the scene as a pro, he was knocking suckers left and right. But for whatever reason, I don't know if he's 100%, you know, focused on being an all-time great fighter, or he want to be, you know, half fighter, half promoter, half playboy, whatever it is. This fight was very intriguing going into it because, like I said, Verdejo was coming off of a layoff due to an injury that he sustained in a motorcycle accident, and Flanagan is a guy that really he's right for the picking. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if Verdejo was going to be that guy, but I was picking Verdejo just because he does have the skill set to, be a very good, champion if he gets it all together.
Yeah.
But Flanagan, Frank Warren, man, that's typical UK bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And they like to talk about our fighters, but let's be real. There's only a select few from the UK that was about that action. You know what I'm saying? And Flanagan, obviously, he doesn't want to fight a guy who, at this point, in my opinion, is overhyped and slightly overrated. In a fight that I've seen as a 50-50 fight for him. But if it's a legit, then I apologize for saying what I said. But I don't think the case because, it took a long time to get this fight, finalized and set. And once you get it set, all of a sudden you got a personal leg injury. What the fuck is a personal leg injury? I never heard of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shit, I don't know. He must goddamn flipped on a banana peel or some shit. I don't know what the fuck going over there in the UK, but hey, the sooner that motherfucker gets the title taken away from him, the better we'll be.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, hopefully it's rescheduled. Maybe October, November. Who knows, man?
Oh yeah. And I did a video after Flanagan's last fight stating that it's only a matter of time before he gives up that WBO belt. You know what I'm saying? He's a very basic fighter, man. There's nothing great about Terry Flanagan, especially the killers at 135. I mean, you got Jorge Linares, of course, you got Mikey Garcia, you got Robert Easter Jr., you got Denis Shafikov. I mean, even Richard Comey, even though he lost to Shafikov, you know what I'm saying, and kind of fell by the wayside, he would even be a problem against Terry Flanagan. So, like I said, man, it's only a matter of time. And to be honest with you, I've been telling cats that Felix Verdejo, right now, as far as the Puerto Ricans that are popular, he is probably the best out of the popular Puerto Ricans, even though he's still a very limited fighter himself. So this, like you said, is a very winnable fight for Terry Flanagan, but at the same time, it was a winnable fight for Felix Verdejo as well. You know what I'm saying? So, also, they got Raimundo Beltran too, man. I think he would have gave his ass some heat. I mean, it's a stacked division. Terry Flanagan is pretty much food in that motherfucker, but he's got a good promoter who's good at protecting his fighters in Frank Warren. For those you don't know, Frank Warren was Joe Calzaghe's promoter for a long time and protected him against the likes of Darius Mikuszewski, you know what I'm saying, Carl Froch when he was calling him out. You know what I'm saying? He protected him against those guys. He protected him against Bernard Hopkins, a young Bernard Hopkins who was the champion at 160 and won it and was willing to go to 168 to fight Joe Calzaghe, protecting him against him. So Frank Warren's got a fucking rap sheet of protecting fighters, you know what I'm saying? And, that's a good thing, I guess, for Terry Flanagan. One thing before I move to the next topic, I want to correct myself. Terry Flanagan is the number 2 ranked 135 pounder by Ring Magazine. For some fucking reason. Right. He's behind, I know, dog. He's behind Mikey Garcia. And then, of course, the lineal champion is Jorge Linares. And then Felix Verdejo is ranked number 7, which I think is too high for Felix Verdejo. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, man. We'll see what happens. They saying they're going to postpone it for later this year. Hopefully it gets made. We can see that B-level fight. All right. Next. So, Mauricio Suleiman is going to order a WBC interim fight between number 1 ranked WBC contender Shawn Porter and number 2 ranked WBC contender Danny Garcia, simply because Keith Thurman will not be available for early 2018. So this interim fight will be the winner of this interim fight anyway will be the mandatory for a possible Keith Thurman matchup in the spring of 2018. Big Kool, man. How do you feel about this, man?
I love this. You know the reason why I love this is because Shawn Porter, to me, if he would have put himself on the sideline again, wait for Keith Thurman, he would have been doing himself a disservice because he's not the only guy in line to face Keith Thurman when he returns. You know, Keith Thurman also holds the WBA welterweight title, which the number 1 mandatory for that is Lamont Peterson. So you know, while he waiting on Keith Thurman to you know, heal up, get back in the mix, he can face a guy who's gonna keep him right there at the upper echelon in the welterweight division. And Swift, Danny Garcia, in a fight that I highly favor Porter.
Yes, absolutely.
Porter is a dog. He's a dog. You can say what you want about the technique, the headbutt, but the motherfucker prepares himself like a true fighter should. You know what I'm saying? And Danny Garcia, I'm not saying he can't win this fight, but if he didn't beat Thurman, he's not going to beat Porter, because Porter going to be on his ass like white on rice. Bro, I just want to see this fight because it'll be like Mauricio Herrera versus Garcia, but worse. Because Porter is way bigger, way stronger, and a much better fighter than Herrera. And we see what Herrera did on the inside against Danny Garcia. He bullied the bigger man, and I think that Porter would just be too much for Danny Garcia. So I hope this fight indeed is made, man.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Well said. I can't say it any better than what you did. The only thing I'll add is maybe like a very small breakdown. Basically, Shawn Porter would bum rush this nigga. Danny Garcia's only chance is to be able to time perfect counter shots every single time Shawn Porter comes in. Now, Danny Garcia is an excellent counter puncher. He can also counter punch to the body. He has that nice ass Magic Johnson no look left hook. You know what I'm saying? That can catch any motherfucking body slipping. And I think Shawn Porter is just wild enough to get caught by that shot multiple times. And don't forget, Shawn Porter was knocked down by a smaller Adrian Broner by a check left hook in the 12th round of their fight. So I could see Danny hitting him with some nice ass left hooks and catching Shawn Porter and possibly getting a knockdown in this fight. He won't knock him out. Shawn Porter's too tough. But at the end of the day, I do highly favor, just like my man Big Kool, Shawn Porter in this matchup, and it's mainly because Danny Garcia's footwork is just not there. He does not have good footwork. He's stagnant. He plants himself before he throws any of his big shots, and him being able or having to plant himself and basically putting his head down before he throws that left hook, that's going to get him into trouble, dog. And I see him getting mauled up against the ropes, it being an ugly fight, possibly to the point where Shawn Porter pretty much gets a big lead on the cards early in the fight. We're talking possibly he could win 5 straight rounds and shit. And then, you know, Danny Garcia starts to pick up the fight after the 5th round. It could look like something like that. But this is definitely a fight I want to see. I'm glad they're putting Danny Garcia, or there's opportunities to put Danny Garcia in the big fucking fights now, post the Thurman fight, which highly or completely contradicts Angel Garcia's thought or theory of how Danny Garcia's career would have gone, as he did state on camera that he would rather fight a Rod Selka for $1 million instead of take on a Keith Thurman. Nah, motherfucker, we not letting you do that shit, bro. You gonna have to fight the best. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And to add on to what you were saying about Porter being hittable, because Andre Verdjo did tag him with a lot of shots, uppercuts, even though him and you know, Garcia are different fighters, there's still opportunity when Porter getting wild and kind of overextending himself, you know, when he comes in to attack for Danny Garcia to kind of do a little subtle, you know, foot movement to get himself in a proper position to fire off some shots. So he definitely has a chance.
Yep.
But it's all about the mentality, man, because he looked like in his fight with Thurman, not that he's a defeated fighter, but he was confused because he ain't fought nobody on the level that are close to it since what? Lamont Peterson. And Lamont Peterson beat his ass the second half of that fight, in my opinion.
I agree.
He way earlier in the fight, you know, but it's a great fight that needs to be made.
Oh man, it's gonna be this is what it's gonna look like. Round 1. Ding ding ding. Blue 42. Blue 42. Hut 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 hut.
You know who Danny gonna look like? He gonna look like Peyton Manning because he ain't got no good people.
Hell yeah. Danny ass can't move out that pocket just like fucking Peyton, dog. Hell yeah. Danny, if Danny was a quarterback, he would not be a scrambler, nigga. He'd be motherfucking Joe Montana sitting in the pocket, Peyton Manning, ready to get sacked and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn.
Good jab, though. Danny got a good jab when he uses it. So
yeah, he do.
We'll see, man. I hope this fight really is made, man. This 2017 has been off the chain, man.
Yeah, it's been excellent. Excellent year for boxing. All right. Next. Now, the fuckery begins. Y'all saw earlier in the video, I put up a little clip of this man. You know what I'm saying? Well, that was one of his crazy-ass videos after getting thoroughly murked in 2 rounds by Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Back in April of 2016. Well, your boy, the Prince, Charles Martin, continues to make his comeback. Now, I say continues because this is the second fight after being knocked out by Anthony Joshua. A lot of motherfuckers don't know, but Charles Martin fought a guy named Byron Polly in April of this year. Now, the guy was 30 wins with 20 losses. and 20, hold on, check this shit out, Big Kool. 20 of his losses, right? Out of 20 of his losses, this motherfucker was knocked out 17 times.
What? Oh, shit.
Yo,
Oh, bro.
that's a real life Glass Joe, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker can't.
Make Amir Khan look like he got an iron chin.
Hell yeah. Amir Khan got granite, nigga. The shit they make countertops out of and shit. You know what I'm saying? Dog.
Ridiculous, man.
That shit's ridiculous. I mean, at that point, it's like, damn, man, you might want to hang him up, fam. 17 times out of 20. I mean, you can't fit the bill. Like, you can't do it, man. He's only getting paid $100 a fight. I guaranteed it, nigga. $100 a fight. You know what I'm saying?
His brain about straight what it is, man. Come on, man.
That's fucked up.
I love it, then, man.
Word up. Hey, it is what it is. That's what he want to do. But Charles Martin knocked him out in the second round back in April. So tomorrow, a lot of people don't know this. Tomorrow, July 18th, motherfuckers, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, PBC on Fox Sports 1, and also it's going to be aired on Fox Deportes. Charles Martin will make his second comeback fight against Michael MARRONE on the undercard of Miguel Flores, who is a 130-pound prospect, versus former IBF 100, I think he was 126 title contender Chris Avalos. He fought Carl Frampton, I think last year, the year before, for the IBF title. He got knocked out. Yeah. He got knocked out in the 5th round over in the UK. So, yeah, those two will be fighting on the main event of the card tomorrow, but Charles Martin will be on the undercard. Now, Michael MARRONE, at one point, you know, he was a prospect. I think he was with Kathy Duva in main events. Got knocked off. You know what I'm saying? Main events pretty much had a strained relationship with him. that relationship got fucked off. Michael MARRONE took some time off to where he wasn't really taking boxing seriously. Now he is what he is today, pretty much a bum. You know what I'm saying? So this is what Charles Martin, this is the guy he's going to be fighting. But there's a possibility based on how Charles Martin was on that Molly like a motherfucker. I mean, he was saying some stupid ass shit in these videos, bro. There's a possibility he can get his square punk ass knocked out. You know what I'm saying? What you think about this shit, Big Kool?
Man, look, man, I don't have too much thoughts on. When I seen that motherfucker come out to defend his title in damn shiny ass fucking boxing trunks, I knew he was probably on that Molly then.
Yeah.
That motherfucking guy did. And he looked up like, okay. Man, look, he's just a big, you know, I ain't gonna disrespect him because he's a former champion, but let's be real. He got that shit off a fluke.
The nigga hurt himself. What was the guy's name? Glaskov or some shit? What was his name?
Yeah, Glasgow. Like I said, man, look, I don't have too much thoughts on Charles Martin. I wish him the best in the rest of his career, but, I mean, he's food for any top 10, top 15 heavyweight in the world today. So, like I said, get your money, man, and, you know, try to get back in contention and go for another title shot. But, like I said, he's just food for Wilder, Joshua, Vladimir, Parker, Fury, all these motherfuckers that's significantly better than him. And like I said, I'll check him out to see how he looks, but he's not going to get no true progression or true improvement fighting these guys. So we're going to have to see how he does, if he makes it past this fight tomorrow night against better competition, to see if he really has, you know, went back to the drawing board and kind of improved on some things.
Man, Big Kool was nice in the motherfucker, man. I'm going to go ahead and disrespect this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And the reason being, man, is because shout out to my man Timothy Medina, who's also a part of the Colossal Boxing Talk team. He disrespected my man Timothy on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Tim was went at him, not in a disrespectful manner. You know, one of his videos where he's talking about, yeah, bitch, I smoke weed, I don't pop pills, motherfucker. I'm trying to be a rapper. Fuck Anthony Joshua. If he really if he really as bad as y'all say, then make him fight 4 men in one night. Make him fight 4 men in one night. I mean, this nigga literally is one of these decade 2010 crackhead type niggas, dog. Straight up. I mean, this nigga is popping.
Remember that video?
You remember that shit? This nigga popping.
Yeah.
He popping Molly, drinking syrup, drinking motherfucking cold medicine, all that shit at the same time while he's sniffing motherfucking paint. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the shit this nigga underwent after Joshua knockout is some shit you only see in movies, dog, with cats. You know what I'm saying? Just like, motherfucker was in dire need of a psych evaluation, dog. Real talk. And I'm not even trying to be funny on that. You know what I'm saying? But he disrespected my man. My man was like, yo, you know, you should just focus on getting back in the ring. Fuck doing all these videos, etc., etc. Just get back in the ring. You know, my man Charles Martin, I can't remember what he said. I gotta ask Timothy, but he said something disrespectful to Timothy. And then when Timothy popped back, like, hey, motherfucker, I'm just trying to help you out, Charles Martin blocks him off Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So at that point in time, I'm like, man, fuck this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Timothy part of the fam. He part of the movement. You know what I'm saying? So you disrespect one of my cats, one of my niggas in the movement, well, you got a problem with 2K. You know what I'm saying? So I hope Michael Marrone knocks the braids out this nigga head. You know what I'm saying? Just like Jadakiss said in that beef diss to Beanie Siegel, only thing left was a braid or two. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And now that I know that, man, like I said, I'm second that. Now that I know that you came at the homie Tim for trying to give you some positive advice, I wish nothing but failure. Not that you get seriously hurt. You know, because I know you got family, but I wish nothing but failure from this point on in your career.
Word up.
The check's still clear, but dog, you talking tough to a guy that's trying to, you know, give you some positive reinforcement, man, and you gonna block him? You a fucking heavyweight fighter, former champion, and you blocking my man Danny Garcia's little brother? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Get your ass out of here.
Danny Garcia's little. I just caught that shit. Hell yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just plain fuckery, man. But it is what it is. For you Prince Martin fans out there, and there's probably 2 of y'all niggas out there, and y'all probably live in Louisiana. I'm just letting you know the nigga fight.
Martin.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The nigga fight tomorrow on Fox Sports 1 and Fox Deportes, July 18th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, whatever. All right. Next, and the last of this segment. And this is going to be short, man. I just want to quote something that Jessie Vargas stated about Conor McGregor, and I quote, "That guy has already been KO'd in sparring." So apparently, Jessie Vargas has said in an interview recently that Conor McGregor was KO'd in a recent sparring session. Now, he didn't say where he got his source from, but he did say boxing is a small circle, which it is. I get a lot of information from different sources out there that a lot of people who follow boxing are not privy to. Same thing with Big Kool as well. So it is a small circle. It is easy to come across information when you're out there in the gyms and you're talking to different fighters, you're talking to different sparring partners. You will get information from different people. So while we can't sit here and say that what he's saying is 100% credible, I do believe it. And I believe it based on how he looked against C-level ass Chris Van Heerden. Chris Van Heerden almost knocked his bitch ass out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember the sparring session when Chris Van Heerden pieced this motherfucker up, right? You know what I'm saying? Chris Van Heerden, the same nigga that got mollywopped by Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think it happened. What you think, Big Kool?
Man, if it happened, I'm not surprised. And to be honest, like, I haven't really covered this whole situation. I might do it, but like I said, it's possible that it happened. And I'm not surprised because Conor McGregor is a shitty-ass defensive fighter. Go to his fight with Nate Diaz, Chad Mendes. you know, in the UFC. He was getting pieced up there.
Oh, yeah.
He won, you know, against those guys. You know, took an L that they did. I'm not surprised, man. And this shit is bullshit, you know, in terms of everybody, all these boxing fans. And I understand Floyd Mayweather is involved in this, so you got to kind of give it that attention. But let's be real, man. Every time I see a motherfucker post about Conor this and that, I just shake my head and want to just deactivate until after August 26th, because motherfuckers are really giving this fight life like Conor has a chance.
Yeah.
It's not no shocking news that he got knocked out. He's gonna get, if Floyd is serious, he's gonna knock his ass out August 26th. Simple as that.
Yep.
If Floyd is serious, is on his A game where he got broken bones, he gonna knock the motherfucker out and be done with it. Simple as that, man. I don't got too much else to say. Is that Conor, he gonna get paid well, but he gonna get a ass whooping that he may regret. And I want people to think about this shit, not to make it sentimental, but I don't know if you heard about it, 2K, the UFC guy, the former mixed martial artist that got killed a couple weeks ago. You know, he was in a fucking boxing ring. He got knocked down like 5 times, later died of brain injury.
Wow.
You need to be paying attention to this shit, bro. But I'm really worried about Conor. You know, he just had a son, and if Floyd is just, you know how Floyd was against Victor Ortiz and you know, Arturo Gatti. If that Floyd shows up, I'm telling you, man, it could be way worse for Conor than he realized and his people realize. So
yeah.
Keep in mind why y'all hyping this shit up, man. Boxing is not to be played with.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate that information you put out there. I had no idea about that UFC fighter, and it's a testament to what you said, man. Boxing, you can't play boxing. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is something, and I said this in the video where I kind of told you guys, I answered questions that people asked me about, you know, how I felt about this stupid-ass WFE, World Fighting Entertainment boxing match. You know what I'm saying? Sister organization of the World Wrestling Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I talked about what I thought about that fight, and I said that boxing is something that you have to hone your skills from a young age. You know, you see a lot of fighters who, you know, they might have started boxing and they stopped boxing for like 10, 15 years to play football, basketball, soccer, water polo, what the fuck ever. You know what I'm saying? Then they get back into boxing, they get knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? First name that comes to mind is Seth Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? That heavyweight. Chris Arreola slept that nigga. He done for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? It's not because he got brain injury. He just sucked. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's
that's the truth.
You know what I'm saying? It's something that you gotta hone from a very young age. And when you got niggas just jumping into the sport thinking that they can box, I mean, check it out. Look at Kimbo Slice. You know, he fought the Australian cat. His last fight in boxing. Rest in peace to him, by the way. But his last fight as a boxer, he fought the Australian guy. The dude was 12 wins with 12 losses. And he came very close. He came from one flush punch landed away from knocking Kimbo Slice out. In a boxing match, a guy who would have got dusted by any of the D-level fighters in the heavyweight division, he almost knocked Kimbo Slice out. You see what I'm saying? So you can't just jump into boxing just because you were maybe a street fighter at one time, or you're a UFC fighter and you did some boxing drills to better your striking. That's not how this shit works. There's too many skills that go with the boxer's job that you have to learn early on, things that you won't see when you get older, or things that you know, as you become older, you won't have the perception to be able to say, oh shit, this could happen if I don't do this right, so let me work on that. You won't have that perceptive ability as an older man to be able to hone those skills, those intangibles that can't really be taught. They have to be figured out at a young age. That's how hard boxing is. So I'm glad you said that, Big Kool, because you're right. That could definitely happen to Conor McGregor, a guy who just 2 years ago was getting pieced up before he knocked out Chad Mendez, a guy who just a year ago was getting pieced up by Nate Diaz before he won a split decision in that fight. So, and those two guys do not have the boxing ability of Floyd Mayweather. Shit, they don't even have boxing ability of Chris Van Heerden. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Yeah, and before you wrap it up, 2K, with that being said, I still want Floyd to show him a lesson. You know, whether, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to teach these, like a little child, you know what I'm saying? They want to play with grown folks. You got to teach them that this is, I'm not nobody to be played with. I hope nothing seriously happens to either guy, but I still want Floyd to show him that, you know, I'm not that guy that's outside the ring. When I'm in the ring, this is why I'm undefeated. So, you know what I'm saying? I hope he gracefully whoops his ass and knocks him out. But, you know, that's how it is, man.
Yep.
That's how it is.
Yep. Word up, word up. All right, Big Kool, man. Go ahead and give them your handle, man. Tell them where they can find you, fam.
You can find me on Facebook, Jarrell Jasper. Find me on YouTube, Colossal Boxing Talk CBT. Follow us on Twitter at Colossal CBT. You can find me in the Movement Boxing Group, Eastwick. Talking boxing and bullshit.
Yep.
Colossal Boxing Talk. You can find me anywhere, man. You know, I'm in these groups, man. I'm only active in the ones I respect. You know, like I said, the top ones I just mentioned, the championship rounds. So you can find me on all those platforms, man. So hit me up and chop it up with boxing.
Absolutely. One of the realest cats that I do know, you know what I'm saying? I can go to Big Kool about some shit and we can have a good discussion about it, man. And he's on point. So go ahead and check out his channel, Colossal Boxing Talk. A lot of good information there. Also, you can check me and Big Kool out on the Movement Boxing Podcast that airs every Sunday night, 8:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Central Time, 5:30 Pacific. All right. I want to thank my man Big Kool. Appreciate him for coming on. YouTube, do what you do in the comment section and be real. Let us know what you think of these topics. This is Real Talk for real fans. 1.